my honeys. It's Kamara, the Black Dove Oracle. How are you doing? So, welcome to another Pick a Message on why they can't stop stalking you. And this is the kind of stalking that we don't have to call the police for, okay? So let's just get it straight. And this was also a subscriber request. And I had wrote it down and I had still yet to do it. So thank you to the subscriber that suggested this. Why can't they stop stalking you? Why is it whenever they have a free moment, they're pulling up your profile on some kind of social media? They may even be trying to check out where you're at on the less popular platforms like Clubhouse, like they're trying to find you everywhere. People are wanting to hear from you. They're wanting to see you. So we can just know that for all of the four groups. My honeys, this is going to be a collective message. If you want something more specific, then you can always reach out to me and going to my website to find out about all the personal readings I provide, www.blackdoveoracle.com. And I really do appreciate everyone who has been ordering a reading from me. I really appreciate you all trusting me with your personal reading needs. So please check that out, my honeys. Also, if you wanted to maybe get together and do a collaboration, I would love to do that as well. My email is blackdovedreamer@gmail.com. So please feel free to contact me there if you have a business proposal of some sort. Lastly, if you're watching any of this content and you really resonate with it, I would love if you can give me a thumbs up, maybe even comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to this brand new channel. It's a way to help it grow. And I really do appreciate all of my longtime subscribers and just the new people who are coming to visit. Hello, my name is Kamara. I'm a psychic medium, and I also channel not only my ancestors in spirit, but also the Divine Sibyls, who were the original oracles of the ancient world. So thank you so much. Know that these channeled messages are received with care as well as transmitted with care. Okay, my honeys. So we have four groups. In today's reading, let me put myself up. I feel a little like hot right now. Hold on, let me get my fan going here. Okay. Hello, my honeys. And let's also change up the background. And we are going to get started with group number 1. I didn't do an overlay for these groups, but I think it's going to be a mostly quick reading. Why are they stalking you? So group number 1, we're going to start off with a general overview of just what is the vibe around them, like not being able to like have a day that they don't look you up. I think for a lot of you, this is social media. Those were the pictures I got. Life purpose. So group number 1, the reason why they stalk you so much is that you are someone in these changing times, because this is number 17, which comes to 8. This whole year has been about an 8 kind of vibration. And group number 1, the reason why people can't stop taking a look at you, trying to find out what you're doing, it's really because you seem to be very connected to your life purpose. You seem to be very connected to your passions right now, things that you want to do. Spirit is kind of giving me the picture of someone who's like, you're creating something, group number 1, whether you're cooking, whether you're doing artwork, whether you're writing, whether you are going out and making a blog or a vlog. You are creating something that seems so aligned with who you are. And people are so fascinated by that right now. It seems like you've come full circle with that thing that you really love to do. And people are seeing that you not only love to do it, you're very good at what you're doing. And they're seeing that you're really inspiring people to go after the things that they love instead of just doing mundane work to maybe pay the bills, which the bills do need to be paid. But group number one, you're inspiring people at a different level. They're like, wow, group number one just decided I'm going to be a chef. This is what I love doing. I love making food. And I'm not only going to be a chef, I'm going to blog about it and vlog about it. People are even watching you online. They're just like amazed at how you just decided to bank on yourself, group number one. How you just decided, no, I'm going to support my dreams. I'm going to go after my dreams. Yeah, some of you have had to learn from some life lessons. You've had to like go on this like it's really Spirit is showing me like a career kind of roller coaster. Maybe you were always in and out of a job, you know, whatever your last work was. Maybe it was something that wasn't feeling like you were always stable, that you were having to like ride the waves. And people around you are seeing now that you're just taking a chance on yourself, like a highly calculated risk that you're very clear on. It's not like you're like, oh, I'm going to try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I mean, maybe you are in your process, but you're very clear on the thing that you want to do. You all in group number one have tapped into the idea of the work that you never get tired of doing, the work that constantly you can eat, drink, and sleep it and never get tired. This is that work that you finally tapped into, group number one. I think for many of you, this is coming at a time where you're really exhausted from trying to work for other people. You might be exhausted trying to please other people in the workplace, and you just did a pivot. You just shifted. And people are like, they can't get over what's next. I think some of the people might be watching you, like if you have a YouTube, they're like waiting for the next episode. I mean, really, they are. It reminds me like the other night, and I forgot the guy's YouTube channel name, but he's like homeless in Japan. And this guy goes around on a motorcycle. I think he does some kind of tech work or whatever, but he goes around Japan just showing you how he's able to like live, not actually having a house. So he's houseless. But in Japan, he showed they have these little like 24-hour like internet cafes where you can rent a booth, and that's what he does. He goes and sleeps for 8 hours in an internet cafe booth, and these places have showers and laundry. I'm all like, oh, that's kind of interesting that an internet cafe would just be a 24-hour thing. But he's showing you in Japan what people do when they don't have a house. And there's something about me just feeling like I want to know more of this dude's story. Like what is he doing next? Like how does he make a living, probably living in a very expensive country while being houseless and just trying to make it on his own. And so there's something, I'm not saying your story is similar to that group number one, but there's something about your drive and your mission and your ability to just do the things that you want to do, group number one, that people are just so fascinated by. They're like, what is group number one up to now? It's almost like you're taking them on an adventure. Maybe some of you live in a van, or maybe some of you are just traveling right now and doing kind of like work exchange. Whatever it is, like you have people on the edge of their seat. They're following your story. They're following your journey. Yeah, there's a lot of like gratitude. The people who stalk you, they're actually very grateful for you. They're grateful because you're letting them know transformation is possible. You could change your life if you wanted to change your life. For some of you, it doesn't matter what age you are. Some of you are a little bit older and you're taking to the road or you're starting a different journey. And people around you are like, really? Like, if I'm retired, I don't have to just sit at home and watch Fox News all day? No. So anyway, you're teaching people that there is even life after retirement. Some of you, that's just like very specific. You don't have to be older. But there's something about you relying on your prayers, your wishes, your passion. There's some different energy you're working with, group number one, that your stalkers are like, how is group number one doing this? How does group number one get to live a stress free life, just driving on the road to different destinations? I think you are such a seeker. You're such an explorer of life, group number one, that literally people, if you're not on social media, which I don't know, I think a lot of you are, but if you're not on social media, you have people calling up your family members, calling up your close friends, like, where are they? What are they doing? What's happening with group number one? What part of the world are they in right now? Yeah. It's kind of interesting because you are very devoted to this idea of giving yourself another life, group number one. People are really fascinated and they're stalking you because they realize that you debunk a lot of the behavior and thought patterns out here of how your life just has to be one way or that you're doomed to live a fated life. When you're out here really devoted to your destiny, like a monk or a nun, you're so devoted to discovering new things about yourself and about your life. This is so interesting. What else, Spirit? Yeah, they see you as this total mystic, just living out in the world. Some of you may have given up a very viable career. Some of you might have given up a viable relationship, I'm hearing, just to be free and out on your own, discovering yourself, discovering the world. People love that about you. I keep hearing they're waiting for the next chapter. They're waiting for the next episode, group number three. Yeah, some of you right. And you have people on the edge of their seat like, wait, what's this chapter going to be about? Maybe you're sharing your work chapter by chapter. That's very interesting. Maybe you're on a podcast sharing it. Whatever it is, you have people really living through you vicariously right now. But you have a few people wondering if they could do the same thing you're doing. You really truly are inspiring people right now, group number one. And that's why they're stalking you. That is literally why they're stalking you. So, group number one, this is a short and sweet one, but if you resonate with this, could you please give me a thumbs up? And if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's a great way to help me grow this brand new channel. If you click the bell, then you get notified when I upload new readings. But group number one, this is why they're stalking you. This is why you will never be off of their watch list. Okay. All right, group number one. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, group number two. Welcome to your channeled message on why they can't stop stalking you. Let's clear the energies. Something on my lip. I was munching on some snacks earlier. So, group number two, why can't they stop stalking you? What is it about these folks that can't seem to get enough of you, group number two? Let's start off with a little bit of a vibe check, opening vibe check. Why can't they stop stalking you? Why? Hmm. Energetic shield. Okay. Okay. Group number two, they can't stop stalking you because you're not giving them any energy. You have totally put shields up. I know I've said this before, but Star Trek's one of my favorite shows. It's like when they're under attack, they go, put our shields up, put the shields up. I think that's what you had to do, group number two. Energetic shield. You had to put those shields up. You had to block some people out recently. You had to let them know this is where the boundary begins and this is where the boundary ends. You have a number 7 at the top of this card, group number 2, that's letting me know that this was like maybe you were starting to feel like you were under some spiritual attacks. You might have been feeling like you couldn't sleep restfully. You might have been feeling like something was just off about the way you were feeling. And you're like, this is a group that Spirit is saying immediately when you feel some outside interference, even if it's just energetically, shields are up. It's kind of like, I used to volunteer at a uh, maximum levels prison. And when something would go down, like say a couple of inmates got in a fight, everything went to what they called a lockdown. That means you couldn't go in from the outside. Like if you were a volunteer, you couldn't go in. People who are inside couldn't go out. It was like everything just shut down. It was on lockdown. Everybody's behind. They're in their cells. Everybody. It's like the whole facility does a reset. And I don't know why that came up as the example, group number 2. But for you, you were feeling like the energy is off here. And you weren't sure who you could trust, where the energy was coming from. You just did shills up, energetic shills up. You decided, nope, it's time for me to just protect my whole being, take things slow. And this is why these people are stalking you right now, because they can't get any information from you. They don't know what you're doing. Maybe some of you temporarily shut down your social media. Some of you may have gone dark on social media and you've just decided you're going to attend to yourself. It says momentum is building. It's your time. Achievements. Yeah, I think too, group number 2, you all might be in this group working on something really big. You might be coming to the close of a project. You might be beginning a project. There may be something about what you're working on even now that is just telling you, no, it's time for me to close all the outside distractions. You might be just seeing people as a distraction right now, group number 2, but these people are stalking you, trying to find out, where's group number 2? Where are they working? What are they working on? Do you know what group number 2's been doing? I haven't seen them in a while. They haven't posted. I mean, these people, you have 1 or 2 people who are really trying to clock your moves. They are trying to check in with everyone that might possibly know you. Spirit says there's one more card in here. Okay, Spirit, where? Why are they stalking group number 2? Spirit is saying because anything that what you do, you have the water carrier here, what you do is so important, group number 2. And I think these people have tried to downplay just how much of an influencer you are. These people have tried to downplay just how much what you do, especially if this is about your career. There's something about how you lead the pack, how you come up with very innovative things to do, how you have your finger on the pulse. This is what Spirit is saying, group number 2. You have your finger on the pulse of what's happening in your field. And so people get a little concerned when you're quiet, when you're not around. They're like, what's group number 2 up to? Why isn't group number 2 commenting on this or doing something about this? And they know then, because many of you in group number 2, you work in silence. Look, we got this card, the last group. You all, like group number 1, you lead the charge. You are a mover and a shaker, but you also transform the things that you move and shake with. People may not tell you this, group number 2, all the time, but they regard you as a leader in their field. They regard you as someone who knows what they're talking about, who knows what they're doing. Spirit said one more card from here. Okay, Spirit. Spirit is saying that while these people don't want to give you your flowers on the daily, they are watching you to see what you're up to. They are taking close notes of what you're doing. They want to be right there neck and neck with you. Even if they're competing with you, they may quietly take your advice. They may quietly see, this is also about transformation. As this transformation and change, they quietly watch how you pivot. They quietly watch what direction you're going in, who you're working with, what changes you're making. They do watch you because they feel like you're the one person who's always remained ahead of the game, group number 2. They're like, group number 2 has always remained ahead of the game. And Spirit is saying, while these people may not always outright give you your flowers, they are following you. Because there is something about, even when they're following you, group number 2, you're a little bit of a trickster. Like, they'll think that you're going in one direction, and then you're like, I changed my mind about that, and I decided to do this. And these people are always like, dang, they feel like by watching you, group number 2, and this is very specific for someone, they feel by watching you, they can always try to one-up you later by doing what you already had planned ahead of you. But here's the problem. Group number 2, you're not talking to anyone about your plans. So they can't really find out ahead of time. Wow, these people watch you like they're researching you. They're trying to take notes on what you're doing, your next moves. Some of you do investment stuff. Some of you do stuff around like investing in certain like stocks and stuff. I don't know why that's coming up specifically, but someone in group number 2, people are trying to track what you buy, what you sell. They might even be doing that in another way. Like, say you're a collector and people are like, what's group number 1 selling in their shop? Oh, that's interesting. They're starting to sell that. And, like they're tracking you business wise. I'm feeling for this group. They are closely tracking you. So they get very nervous when you go dark, when you don't post. Yes, because I'm right. They are like students. They're studying you. And instead of like really asking you, because I believe many of you would be their mentor, many of you would teach them what they know, but maybe you would also ask for what you're worth, because you are giving out queen energy. Your energy is that of a leader, an innovator, but you're also coming out as someone who wouldn't mind teaching people, but you're going to have to pay for what the queen's worth. And I think people know that. Group number 2, you're not a person who's afraid to charge for their consultations. You're not afraid to charge to let people pick your brain. And they know this because your brain is queen quality. You're not just someone who randomly guessed on something. You're someone who has not only the experience, but you have the know-how. People know that you will charge them, but they're going to get great information that's going to set them apart from everyone else. So I think in this group, you do get people who will pay you your worth, but you also get a lot of people who try to lowball you, who try to think, what group number 2 is doing is so easy, but they're watching you. They're studying you because something ain't that easy. These same people will try to come to you and be like a damsel in distress, like, oh, group number 2, you're so good at doing this. Do you think you'll ever be able to show me? And you're going to always be like, yeah, I teach a 6-week course and this is how much it costs. Group number 2, they're stalking you because many of them are cheap. Not only that, Not only are they cheap, but they don't respect the vessel of you. Meaning, some of you are not in the vessel that some people want to pay for. They think because the body you're in, you don't deserve the respect of being paid for your information. Now, this can be totally at the unconscious level, because a lot of our biases, a lot of our racism lives on the unconscious level, doesn't it? But you can tell when people feel like they don't have to pay you, but they can go pay Bob, or they can go pay Steve, because Steve looks like the leader, but you are actually the queen, group number 2. You know exactly what you're doing. But it's funny how they'll come to you for free information all the time. Somebody I'm tapping into, they like to come to you for free information. But when it comes to a colleague of yours, or maybe just someone you know that's in the field, they always offer to pay that person. They never offer to pay you for your info. You started to peep that. And now you're like, I will get paid. Yeah. Now you have overcome some kind of position now. And you're weightlifting. You're weightlifting your boundaries, group number 2. You're practicing those boundaries now. When people ask for free stuff, if you you don't want to say no to them, you only give them 15 minutes of your time. Like, you're really learning how to give in a way that keeps you strong, that keeps you going, that doesn't burn you out. And you're really observant of people who have reciprocity in mind when they're coming to you for things that they want. You're understanding that the people who are stalking you, they would rather kill over and die than say that they have gotten any useful information from you, that you are a leader in their field, because there's something they're dealing with. There's something they're dealing with that feels like bias, you know? But Spirit is saying, you're a liberator. You are here. You quite literally could give people the information that they need to be successful. But you are not a person who's going to beg someone to exchange with you evenly. You won't do it. And I think there's some people who have come to understand just how magical you are with the advice you have. But you're not giving it just away. No, you have most definitely changed from that energy. Right now, you understand and have prioritized how you give, especially from a place of emotional giving. So, group number 2, they stalk you because they're hoping you'll give away some accidental freebies, but none of your freebies are accidental. I think when you do want to work with someone who doesn't, quote unquote, have money or resources, you give from your heart, but you're not just giving to anybody and anything. So, group number 2, that is why they keep stalking you. They hoping you're going to drop some breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs they don't have to pay for. But group number 2, let me know if you resonate with this by giving it a thumbs up. If you like the way that I read, could you please consider subscribing to this brand new channel? It just helps me grow the channel. And yeah, you click that bell, you'll get notified when I upload new readings. Group number 2, you sound like a badass and you sound like your boundaries are nice and tight and good in place. All right, group number 2. Take care, my honeys. Hello, group number 3. That might be a little bit louder. We just cleared the energies in group number 3. Welcome to your pick a message on why they can't stop stalking you. And this is not the kind of stalking where we got to call the police. It's just more of the stalking of like, why they can't stop looking you up on social media, why they can't stop searching for all the events I'm hearing you're involved with. So that might be something, group number 3. Let's open up the opening vibe. Yeah, that makes sense. Group number 3, you have stalkers who are stalking your creativity. They love what you're putting out. I'm really hearing some of you might be a singer, you might be a spoken word artist, you might be a poet. Some of you might be an artist, but there's something that you do kind of live. Maybe you draw while you're online, or maybe you practice singing. Maybe you play an instrument of some sort. They love your creative spark. You have fans, group number 3. You do. You have fans. People love what you're creating. Now, again, it was kind of similar to group number 1, but I really do feel like in this group number 3, you all are some kind of artists, and people love what you're doing. Some of you, if you do create art, it may touch around themes of evolution or themes of spirituality even. That's very specific, but for some of you, you do a lot of artwork where people are meditating, or there's like dimensional things going on. You might do a lot of that kind of like psychedelic art. That's just very specific. For others of you, you're creating something kind of like group number 1. But people love it. You have fans here because they love your creative spark. What else, Spirit? Yeah. They feel like you are so gifted, group number 3, and they really wish they were as gifted as you. I think it's coming from a sweet place. They're like, gosh, group number 3 is just incredible artist. And they really think of you as being so kind and open, so willing to like share little things that you do with your artwork. You might be one of those people that shares a little bit of their process, because you really do inspire other people who are kind of if they're artists, like say you're a painter, they're also a painter, or they're just beginning to do some painting. There's something like that. They really do also admire how grounded you are when it comes to this work, and how you ground yourself. Even at some of you in group number 3 are getting well known. Your name's starting to get out there, your work's starting to get out there, and people feel like you still come from a grounded place where you take care of yourself. They love how you just don't seem to be overwhelmed with all the popularity. Some of you are popular. They like how maybe humble you are even. Yeah, some of you are very humble even. Like you don't really talk a lot about all of the accolades you're getting, all the visibility you're getting. You're getting stalked by these people too, because it seems like wherever you are, group number 3, whatever you're doing is so much fun. I think you're one of these artists, you get invited to maybe do installations at a place, or sometimes you're doing these unusual venues. Like maybe you're painting while someone's giving a talk. I mean, you're doing very interesting collaborations with your work, and all of it, when you talk about it, it seems like so much fun. Like people are like, what, group number 3 did something for Burning Man? Oh my God. And you're out there riding your bike, and you got your outfit on, and you created an art piece out there. Like people love your life, this creative life that you're living. They feel like it's so full of happiness. It's so like cool. You are one of those people, like if you have like an Instagram or YouTube, people are just I mean, this is similar to group one because people were following them in their journey, but people just love what you're doing with your work. You have a lot of supporters, I get in group number three. People who are just like, look at that, you all. See? Look. Like, people really love your creativity. There's something that you do that's so unique. And people are like, wow, I wish I would have thought of that. Like they're just like, group number three blows it. Like your imagination, group number three, is so unlimited. Your imagination is unlimited. And I get that you all, even if it's not Halloween, you do a lot of cosplay. Like you like to dress up as characters while you're working on stuff. It's really funny. Like you have like a nice little, I don't know, there's a little style about you that's really all of your own. Like people love you. When they think of you, when they think of an artist, they think of you. Like head to toe, inside and out. Yeah. They also can't stop stalking you because they're trying to figure out, do you have like a partner or something, group number three? you got a person or two who's interested in like who you be hanging around, group number three. Are you partnered up? They kind of feel like there's something about the things that you share that seem like they would be with somebody else. And so I don't know, some of them might have heard that you have a partner, someone you really feel happy with. If you're single, group number three, this person is wondering, could they boo you up? Could they boo you up? They're stalking you to find out. They need to know. Does group number three have a boo yet? Because if group number three doesn't have a boo and they're this creative, I'm looking at group number three. They do think of you as so magical. And you do have some fans out there that are also attracted to you. You do. And they just love the things that you create. Again, these are fans. They are fans, group number three. They really do love your work. They really do. So, Spirit, what else do? Why are they stalking? Yeah, you know why they're stalking you? Because I don't think that you post regularly. If they're stalking you from social media, you don't post all the time. And then when you do post, it's like, oh, hey, me and my partner, we just went here. Like it'll be like months later and you're like, oh, hey, but there is something of a hermit quality in you. So they can't always find out what you're up to and what you're doing. And they're always like, what's going on with group number three? So you're going to always find that people are still checking your social media, even though nothing's there that's brand new. Even though you have fans, I'm going to say some people in that fan group consider you a hero or a heroine. Like there's something you're doing that really kind of becomes a voice for something. Maybe your artwork also has a political message. Maybe your artwork or creations has a social message. And people really feel like your work is really thought-provoking. And they love that, group number three. They absolutely love it. They say that they're putting you up there as a thought leader in the creative field. I think there's a lot of people who are addicted to your energy. They're addicted to how you go and you just turn things into a joyous occasion. Even some of the most maybe sober periods, there's something where people feel like they can just be addicted to the energy that you bring, the lightheartedness, maybe even some of the inner child energy. They have also had to deal with their own obsession about you, a couple of people. There are some people that maybe you've had to say, group number 3, listen, I don't appreciate you kind of following me the way you are. And this could be anywhere. But you do institute boundaries, group number 3. You let people know, hey, I have a private life and I appreciate if you would stay out of it. Like you push back on certain people who have crossed that boundary for you. Yeah, you are a queen. You're very kind. You're known for your kindness. You're known for your benevolence, but you're also a queen. So you will put your foot down. You will protect those that are around you. It's kind of saying like if you are very popular or very visible, if you're with your partner, you're going to make your partner feel safe in certain situations where people are trying to come up to you or trying to talk to you or want your attention. You're going to be very protective of whoever's with you. You are very devoted to your relationship. For some of you, people know you're in a relationship. For some of you, people know that, and you're devoted that way. But there will be people who will try. They want to be a third party or they want to introduce their energy somehow. And you're going to be like, no, I'm actually very happy where I'm at right now. So that is you, group number 3. I mean, really, you have fans. I mean, people who are just like, oh my God, there's group number 3. Look at their work, So you do have fans in this group, but you keep a tight lid on it because it seems like whether you're single or whether you're with someone, you're kind of protective of your personal life. You want people around you to feel okay being out with you. So you keep a tight ship on that. But that's why they're stalking you, group number 3. I mean, they're going to try to get in where they fit in. Group number 3, could you please give me a thumbs up if this resonated with you? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing. Click that bell, and then you get notified when I upload new readings. Group number 3, if this is where we part, I will see you on the next reading, okay? Hello, group number 4. Let's clear the energies. And group number 4, welcome to your reading on why they can't stop stalking you. The last 3 groups, it all made sense. So we're going to see group number 4, why they can't stop stalking you. No, this is not the stalking that we want people to maybe go and check in and get assessed. It's more just the stalking of they can't seem to stop looking at your social media. They can't seem to stop checking in on you. So group number 4, what's the opening vibe of why? Blue flame. Group number 4, you've got these stalkers because you're very magnetic. You are highly magnetic, highly illuminated. Group number 4. They can't stop stalking you because of your energy source. You are very, this is, if I was to choose like a tarot card, you would be a magician. You would be a high priestess. You might even be a high priest. But group number 4, they can't stop stalking you because it's your energy. They don't even know why they're stalking you. It's something about your energy. It's something about your light. Many in this group are psychics, seers, oracles. Look, you have sacred well, replenishment, giving from a place of plenty. So group number 4, there's something very magnetic about just the way that you give. You have deep mothering energy. People know that, even strangers know to go up to you if they're lost. You're going to be that person that really helps them out. You might even have like stray cats and dogs come up to you because they know that you'll take them in. Spirit is saying figuratively, symbolically, that could be in the human form too. Strays. because you tend to not want to see people suffer. So people who stalk you, they want to know how to get into your energy. They want to know how to even attach themselves in some cases. Yeah, there's a lot of kindness. There's a lot of respect here. And unfortunately, group number 4, some of you may attract vampires, energy vampires, people who they're unhappy, maybe lonely, maybe even depressed. And when they come across your energy, they feel as if they can just get swept away by it, that they never felt this way. They're attracted to your light, group number 4, but Spirit is saying you have had to learn how to be very careful of these types, because there's people who it's not exciting for them to do their own healing work. Instead, it's more exciting for them to just siphon off of the positive energy that's around. They don't have the interest in healing themselves and becoming a conduit for themselves. That's pretty deep. Yeah. But you see, the way that you care for yourself, the way that you love and nurture yourself, it's the reason why you have the energy you have. It's the reason why you are the light, you are the flame. Because you give back to yourself. You understand the nature of give and take. So, why do you have stalkers following you? Is because you always seem relaxed, you always seem whole. You don't have a problem with growing new things because the way that you live, you give things time to grow, to sprout. You have a beautiful way of life that many people wish they had. Group number 4. Your life seems very, to them, the stalker, because the stalker is usually looking from the outside in, right? So they see a very tranquil life. They see you as someone who is so intelligent, so aligned with the work they do, so aligned with the life that they live. They find it very hard to understand how you do it. They do not understand how you have created this life for yourself. Maybe these people used to know you in the past and have seen that you've changed things quite differently from how you used to live. Yeah. These people also see that no matter what happens in your life, you seem to have a way of owning up to your part and really being empowered to change your life. There's something about the way that you handle even disappointments, how you handle quote unquote failures. Group number 4, you don't see it as a failure. You feel like, oh, if life gives me a lemon, I'm just gonna make lemonade from it. Like, you are a person that doesn't get stuck when you fall. And I think some of your stalkers, Spirit is saying here, they want to see you fall and not get up. So there is a little bit of malicious energy in here. Not everybody, but for you, group number 4, there are a couple of people, maybe one especially, that when you fall, they want to see you fall hard. They want to see you not get up, because I think that's all they're used to seeing, is that you don't mind the challenge of life. You don't mind where life says, I want you to learn this lesson. You're like, oh, show it to me. I think many of you, you take everything in stride. You are such a romantic person, and I don't mean it only intimately. I mean, like, you're the kind of person that you're always looking at the brighter side, the warmer side, the healthier side of things. You're very generous in this way too. You treat everybody like they're important, group number 4. If you get invited to their house for dinner, you bring flowers. You bring something to drink. even when you're not asked to. Group number 4, you make people feel special when they're in your company. You're not on your phone, you're talking to them. You're looking, you're interested in what they're saying. You're curious. And people feel like there's so much power in that because you're very charming. You've got a great personality. And they stalk you because I think literally similar to group 3, you have people that really want to be like you. They love how you've set up this life. They love how you do things. And they're wondering all the time, I wonder if my life would become that easy if I just did some of the things that group number 4 does. Why do they stalk you? Yeah, quite literally in this group number 4, you have some people that want to see you go down. They cannot believe that your winning streak is this long. These are people who are hoping for a day where you come and beg for their assistance. You beg for their help, but they're realizing this came in reverse. It's not happening anytime soon. They stalk you because they are waiting for you to have a moment that you can't get out of. But what they fail to understand is you are the master engineer. You plan your life. You plan for eventualities even. So this is very interesting because these people do not see the science of how you're living, group number 4. They only see the outcome, which is very common for people who are stalking you. They're not getting the whole story. They don't know all of the work you've had to put in. They don't know the blood, sweat, and tears of it all. All they know is the outcome. All they see is that you're being treated like an angel, that everybody thinks you're pure and the next best thing since sliced bread, but you are, because you know how to work, you know how to nurture, you know how to love yourself. You know how to love the work that you're doing. There's a certain amount of love that you put into things that just allow for you to be blessed, group number 4. And people are going to have to realize it, that blessing is coming from a sense of devotion. This card has been out in a few groups, but it's coming from a sense of devotion to the love of yourself, but the love of the things that you're doing. There is something, this card came out too, but there is something tricksterous. People want to think you're one way. People want to say, oh, group number 4 has a big head, group number 4 this, and group number 4 that, when all that people can see is that you are at one with nurturing. You are at one with being the mother. A lot of you just have some really beautiful mother energy. And it's regardless of your gender, because I do feel like you're equally intellectual and things like that. But the way that you even bring forward all that energy is through the nurturing spirit. So group number 4, that's why they're stalking you. They just can't believe you are who you are, even though you authentically show up all the time, consistently as who you are. So that's always interesting, huh? Group number 4, if you resonated with any of this, can you give me a thumbs up? If you like the way that I read and haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that bell because you get notified when I upload new readings. Group number 4, you're just out here doing you. All right? And that's why they're stalking you. I'll see you all on my next reading. Take care.